Hello, Katrina Bullock for the Finance News Network. And joining me from Aus Tin Mining is CEO Peter Williams. Peter, welcome back.
Thanks, Katrina.
Your March quarter has just wrapped up. Can you take us through some of the highlights, please, starting with Granville?
Granville last quarter was extremely busy. We had a number of key milestones. Yes, notably in January, we completed the new tailings storage facility, and that final sort of major permit condition that we had to complete. So it took a long time. It was a bit frustrating. It was delayed, but we eventually got there in January, and then that basically allowed us to resume processing. At the mining side, unfortunately, the mining contractor went into liquidation, and in part, I think that goes to explaining some of the delays that we incurred during 2018. But we've taken the opportunity to transition to owner mining. We're currently pursuing opportunities for operational and financial efficiencies associated with owner mining, including the recently announced heads of agreement to sell some waste rock to a nearby wind farm. On a more positive note, mining at for the first ore block in February was extremely good, very pleasing, sort of averaged 2.1% tin, which is fabulous for an open cut. This material is actually mined from the hanging wall, which sort of sits above the main ore zone, which is a skarn material. Just very recently, we've mined the first of the skarn material, and that's certainly come back with, again, a very encouraging 1.8% tin across a 15-metre cross-section. So the mining is looking very good. We also recommenced processing in February, treating the hanging wall material from the mine, as well as blending it in with some scats and tailings material. The hanging wall material, whilst high grade, is a little more challenging from a metallurgical perspective. It's got a lot of sulphides, but notwithstanding, we're able to produce saleable concentrate, and the first of that concentrate was actually dispatched from site today for the next shipment to Traxys. So for this current quarter, the June quarter, we're very much focused on ramping up mining and processing of operations at Granville, particularly around the skarn ore, and looking forward to a commensurate increase in concentrate production.
And can you take us through how the Taronga project is progressing?
Taronga, we've been working with the Department of Planning and Environment to try and finalise the mining operations plan, or the MOP. It seems to have taken some time. We've been responding to a number of questions that the department had, and we've resubmitted a revised draft of the mining operations plan. We're hopeful that that will get resolved and finalised in the near term, which will allow us to commence mining.
And can you give us an update on the Mount Cobalt Pembroke project?
We've also been pretty busy at Pembroke and Mount Cobalt, the two projects. Pembroke, we completed our deepest hole yet. There was a 425-metre hole. And from a technical perspective, we thought it was a really good success. We got high grades, over 1% nickel, and we confirmed the presence of sulphides at depths well below that which we've previously drilled. I guess what was very interesting is that some of the petrographic work that we did, along with some of the geological logging that was done at site, would suggest that we're in a halo zone. So it gives us some encouragement that where we were drilling was just above the main mineralised zone. At Mount Cobalt, we completed a program of 5 holes testing for shear zones, which previously had been found to host the high-grade cobalt. We finished those holes, and samples for those holes have been submitted, and we're waiting on analysis for those.
Thank you, Peter. And before we go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, look, thanks, Katrina. I will. Last quarter, we took the opportunity to table some of the shareholder questions that we obtained through our info@austinmining.com.au site. So what I've done is our investor relations team has sort of collated the questions. I've got 3 questions which I think are sort of representative across the question base, and I thought I'd take the opportunity just to answer some of those. We've had a couple of shareholders sort of query whether we've got too much on our plate. I guess that's an interesting thing for a junior to be potentially accused of having too much on our plate. But look, we've certainly been busy. I mean, we've got a small team here in Brisbane. There's 2 of us. The majority of the team are based at Granville, and we've certainly been working, across all 3 projects, Granville, Taronga, and Mount Cobalt. Noting that our shareholders, different shareholders, have come in for some of the different projects. That said, I think we all accept that Granville is key and is very much our primary focus. The work that we're doing at Taronga is work that we're basically doing, using internal resources. That will change, of course, once we get our approvals and start mining. But for now, we've been doing that internally. And look, the work at Mount Cobalt and Pembroke, we think that's really important, and we're certainly pleased with the results that we've got so far. That said, exploration activities, we'll pursue those, I guess, based on, the results from the initial work we've got, and probably sort of back end of this year for when we expect cash flows to be increasing out of Granville. We've had a couple of questions regarding what resources are actually, and what equipment is actually down at Granville. And I guess following the collapse of Gemrock, of the mining contractor, we've now purchased and or hired mining equipment, and we've employed a team of operators to do the drilling and mining. We still outsource the blasting. Gemrock had actually been contracted to do the crushing. Obviously, when they collapsed, all those discussions and negotiations that they'd been having with subcontractors fell away. We've quickly picked that up and are progressing that, and are hopeful in the coming fortnight to finalise equipment selection and finalise sort of contractual arrangements with a contractor. So that'll allow us to get in and start crushing the skarn ore. At the plant, we've got a small team of operators, and we've got a processing plant that includes grinding, gravity, and flotation. Just finally on the questions, we had a couple of questions regarding production and concentrate sales. Well, as I just alluded to before, the first concentrate for the next shipment has left site today. We are treating a combination of hanging wall material plus scats and tailings. But as we transition into the skarn ore, we expect that the production rates for tin concentrate will increase. Katrina, just the last thing I'll take the opportunity to mention is that earlier this month we announced a completion of a small placement and our intention to undertake an SPP. Some further details on the SPP have actually been released today, being Monday the 29th. We're going to use those funds primarily to progress Taronga Stage 1. So once we've got our approvals, we want to be ready to hit the ground running as far as site establishment and initial mining. We think that it was priced at approximately 20% discount to the market at the time, so we think it's an attractive pricing for the SPP. There will be a loyalty option associated with it. And we think that it's a fabulous opportunity for existing shareholders to participate, and we look forward to their continued support.
Peter Williams, thanks for the update and good luck with the next quarter.
Thanks, Katrina. Appreciate that.